Right here, I'm back. It is about 5 o'clock on November 25th. We are heading into a 4-day weekend. I just finished work. I worked out. I did all the fun things. And now I'm just going to tackle reading this weekend. We are really not doing anything due to all the pandemic stuff. We really don't do anything on Thanksgiving anyway. But I do have a couple of goals this weekend. This 4-day break, I really am not going to look at my computer. I'm not going to do anything for work this whole weekend, which I'm really excited about because I kind of need a mental break a little bit. But I do definitely want to do some Christmas shopping. This week is going to be my focus. I want to send out some gifts so they have them by Christmas because with the mail being so bizarre recently, it's been taking my friends a little bit longer to get their packages. I also want to start planning for Vlogmas, start thinking about the end of the year. I'm doing a couple little things, and I'm kind of going to start doing that stuff tomorrow. I do want to go to yoga a couple of times this weekend while I have a couple of days off, but I also want to tackle some reads. My goal in November was to tackle some adult fantasy, and I was not super successful with that plan. I only read Mistborn, but I do have a couple of books on my TBR that I would like to tackle before I do a holiday readathon at the start of the month, and you'll see that in my December TBR when I film that this weekend. But the first book I'm going to start, my book covers over there, is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I actually started this and I'm on like 42 pages into it. I am really liking it. It has to do with they're in Cairo, there's a thief character, and there's a djinn. That's all I know. But I want to read like a little bit more before I give you guys a solid update. But this is the book I'm in the middle of reading. I also have kind of a lighter read to kind of bridge the gap. It's called something like A Code of Love and Heartbreak, I think. Let me just see if I can look up the name for you because I have it on my Kindle. But it is like an Emma retelling, contemporary. I think it's, let me see if it will tell me. But that's also a book that I would like to read kind of in between. But I think it's called, The Code for Love and Heartbreak. It's really, really short, so I'm hopeful that I can just kind of read it in between. And I am also want to read Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. These two books I've heard a lot about from Reagan from Peruse Project, and I do want to tackle them before the end of the year. So those are my 3 books readathon. So in addition to doing all that stuff, I do have to do some Christmas crafting. This is like the 1 week I get a lot of Christmas crafting done. I try to do one calendar every single day that I'm off. But yeah, that's kind of my plan. Do some Christmas shopping, figure out Vlogmas, all the fun stuff, and just kind of relax. That's kind of my plan. We are unsure what is going to happen next week. We have been on break from school we've been doing remote learning for about 2 weeks at this point, and they said they were going to reevaluate this weekend and see if we're allowed to go back or if we're not allowed to go back. So they always make those decisions super late. So I kind of am going in with the intention that we'll be home, but if we go back to work, I'm also listening to Rage by Bob Woodward, which is a political fiction novel about the Donald Trump presidency, which has been on my to-read list for a while, and I finally just broke down and got it on my Kindle, my audiobook. So that's kind of the book I'm going to be reading when I'm working out and doing other stuff and doing some planning this weekend with all my stuff. Sorry, that was a little bit of a longer update. I also did catch up on The Mandalorian the past couple of days, so I'm updated on that. And I also did watch a couple of episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm also going to keep watching that tonight as well after I kind of stop reading. But I am also going to go tackle I'm going to go start the City of Brass and read a little bit more. I'm only about 42 pages in, but once I get to read like 2 more chapters, I can probably come and update you guys a little bit because I'm still a little bit unknown in the world. But this was kind of a longer update, but I just wanted to kind of flesh myself out. But again, I hope to tackle 3 books by Sunday night and see if I can do that. But yeah, so I'm going to go read a little bit and I'll update you guys when I make a little more progress on City of Brass. Bye. Here, I'm just checking back in. I did wind up reading to page 56 in the City of Brass. It definitely reminds me of, this is probably a good book if you're debating being like diving into fantasy. I think that this is a good start because it definitely has very much the same myth of like a YA fantasy novel. There's a character who realizes that she has more magical powers than she originally thought. She teams up with a character named Ali, I think, and They kind of team up to work together. They have to go to a new town. I'm really liking it. It's definitely fast paced. I'm really captivated by Eshe Chakraborty's writing. I also like how diverse it is. Again, I've been trying to read more diversely this year, and I've gotten a little bit better at it. But I definitely like her writing style. I definitely like that it's a dual perspectives. And normally when you get YA fantasy, there's like a lot of perspectives you're following. So I almost like that it's like a dual perspective because you get two very sides of the coin. You get one character that has no idea what's going on, and then the other character that knows everything. So I think that's like a nice balance. But I'm really, really liking it. I'm also watching some true crime videos as background noise. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more, and probably read about 50 more pages. We're finally about to get to this new environment, and I think she'll do world building really, really fun. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I can. But so far, really liking it. I'm definitely liking this a little bit more than Mistborn. The writing style a little bit better than Mistborn. I struggled a little bit with the pacing in Mistborn and getting lost in the details, but I really like this so far. So I'm about to reading and I'll talk to you. And I also like that she's just kind of a funny character. I think she's like just a great character to be in the head of. And it's just really unique. So back to reading I go. Bye. Hey, it's Laurie here, just checking back in. I want to say that I did wind up getting up to page 110 in the City of Brass. I will say, it is not the point of view in the book I was expecting. It's totally, I thought it was going to be the point of view of her character that she summoned, but it's actually a totally different point of view of the king of the realm, or the prince of the realm, I guess. So I'm sure their paths will eventually cross. Aaliyah's point of view is really interesting as well. But I'm really liking Nori's point of view, like, a lot. I also think her and her dynamics with her Jinn are really interesting. It really reminds me of Aladdin, like that time period and that elements. That's really, really fun. It's a very complicated world. I'm definitely using the glossary in the back when I get confused. But the world is really interesting. They have different kind of creatures. They have fire creatures, they have water creatures, and they have air creatures. And you have Nari, who's a thief, and they're trying to go to Davaban because she's a shaft, which means she has god blood and human blood, so she's kind of a mix. And she is the last, they believe she's the last remaining heir to this certain family line that proved very, very dangerous to the king and queen, and I guess the prince is kind of connected back to that. I'm really liking her and Dara's connection. The thing the thing she summoned. Their relationship is really cool, so I'm excited to read from Ali's point of view as well. I've only had one chapter of him so far, but I'm excited to dive in and see like what he's more about. But it definitely reminds me a lot of Aladdin, and it's very, very fast paced. I'm really enjoying it. Definitely a fast paced read. And yeah, just the setting is kind of interesting. It's like a desert. I'm telling you, it really reminds me of Aladdin. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back to reading, and I'll update you guys when I read a few more chapters. Bye. Yeah, it's actually Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. You're seeing this much later. But honestly, what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to read. I have quite a few YouTube videos that I want to tackle. I'm going to do a little bit of Christmas crafting today. And I'm going to go to yoga. I'm really just going to relax. I did get up to page 110 last night in The City of Brass by Eshe Chakraborty. I'm really liking this book. I'm going to try to tackle a majority of this book today. But yeah, I'm going to like save the weekend for a bunch of my like filming stuff. I'm just gonna kind of take today off. The only thing I'm gonna do today is do some Christmas crafting. I did watch another episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. last night. I watched an episode of 1 Week with Maisie Williams on HBO Max, but I've been waiting for Superintelligence to come out today, and also the Flight Attendant with Kaylee Cuoco, so I'm probably gonna watch those at some point today. But yeah, I'm just gonna read, relax, or I said before, we're really not doing anything for Thanksgiving. I might decide my TBR for the end of the month, or for December. But tomorrow I'm gonna do some Christmas shopping, well, virtual Christmas shopping, and also some like organizing stuff. I also just found out that my friend, one of my friends I'm really, really close to, is having another baby, which I'm really excited about. I won't say who it is in case she doesn't want people to know, but I'm really excited about that. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I just hope people follow the rules and, stay safe, but we will see. So yeah, I'm gonna go get ready to go to yoga. I'm gonna read for about 30 minutes before my yoga class starts, and I'll update you guys when I'm done with yoga. Bye guys. Here, just checking back in. It's about 11:30. I had some drama with my yoga class. I did my yoga class and then it shut off midway through, so I was able to do most of it. I also did wind up reading a little bit more of City of Brass. I'm now on page 140, which is pretty good. I'm going to take a little bit of a reading break. We're going to have a little bit of a snacky lunch. We always do on Thanksgiving. I'm really excited for that. And I'm going to do some Christmas crafting. I also started Christmas Chronicles Volume 2 last night on Netflix, and I just never got around to finishing it. And I love watching Christmas movies when I Christmas craft. So I'm going to go watch that. And then when I'm done with my Christmas movie, I'm probably going to dive back into City of Brass. I really hope to make a little bit more progress on this book today and maybe make a decent amount of progress in it, but I'm really liking it. I love the Agrabah theme, or like the Aladdin-ish theme. It's also very interesting because you're getting a lot of world building. I also like both characters, two very, very different point of views. I've said this before. I really like when you get two vastly different point of view. I was sort of convinced that the two point of views would be Suri and her Jinn, but that's not the other point of view. It's like the Prince of the Realm, which I'm really, really enjoying. So this is a really, really fun read. I'm definitely going to tackle a majority of it today. So yeah, I'm going to go do some Christmas crafting, and when I'm done Christmas crafting, I will update you guys when I start reading again. I'm also going to play, I have to also play Animal Crossing today because they're having a Thanksgiving day on the island, and I want to see all my island friends. Since I can't see my actual friends, I'll at least get to go to my Animal Crossing island. But yeah, I'll update you guys in a little bit. Bye. I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I do want to finish one of my calendars, and now I'm going to start another one. I'm also watching Christmas Chronicles Part 2. I have about 30 minutes left of that, and then I'm going to see how far along I am in my calendar. I may actually just finish the calendar today. Some of the calendars appear to have a lot more sequences than other ones, so we will see. And then I'm going to dive back into City of Brass. But I'm going to go finish Christmas Chronicles Volume 2, which I'm really liking. It's very, very cute, and I will check back in when I'm ready to start reading. Bye. I am back. It's 12:26, and I went to finishing Christmas Chronicles Part 2. I really liked that. I thought it was super fun. They actually came out with quite a few Christmas movies, and there's still some from last year that I never wound up watching, so I did wind up doing half a calendar and a half, which is what I wanted. This calendar was all about, like, the outside. There's a bald eagle on it. It looks pretty. So I'm going to dive into City of Brass. I'm on page 146. I hope to read about 2 more chapters before I update you. I hope that we get a little bit more world building. Maybe our characters will actually meet. But I really do like it. I think that this, right now, I would say I think it's a good starter fantasy series because it does have a lot of tropes that are similar to YA reading, like the Chosen One mythology, also myths, which I come from Percy Jackson. I actually got this book a couple of years ago at this point at BEA. No, at BookCon, I think, because Ashley Chakraborty was signing with R.F. Kuang. But yeah, so I'm going to go read a little bit more, and I'll update you guys when I read a couple more chapters. And I'm going to make a massive dent in my to-watch videos for YouTube. So, off I go. Bye, guys. Sorry, just checking back in. I did want to, it's about 4:30. We eat super early for holidays. I don't ever understand why, but we always eat really, really early. But it wound up getting up to page 168 in the City of Brass. I'm really liking it, especially like the diverging perspectives, because you follow the Prince of the Realm, and then you also follow this other character who summoned a Jinn or a god of some sort, and she has identified that she is more than she thinks she is. The world building is really interesting. There is a healthy balance between fighting sequences, but also world building. I'm really loving the unique world setup. So what I'm going to do, because it's actually not that cold out, which is nice. Sorry, I'm playing with my shirt because I'm going to put it on. But I'm going to go for a bike ride. I am still in the middle of listening to Rage by Bob Woodward, which is the other Trump book I've been trying to finish before 2020 is over. So I'm going to go read that. And I've also been watching a few of my YouTube videos. When I come back, I'll definitely update you guys a little bit more. I want to read a little bit more of this, read about one more chapter, and then I'll kind of give you guys an update. It's just a very crazy world. There's a lot happening, and I don't want to be too spoilery, but I do like the main character. I like that. I like them both interesting. I really do like the political side that we're dealing with Elise storyline, but I also really like the unique and new to the world elements that we're getting from Nari. So there is a nice balance, and I do actually have the last book. I have the audiobook for the second one. I think I also put it on my Christmas list, so we'll see if someone like gets to me for Christmas. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a quick bike ride. It gets dark here really, really fast, so if I don't go, I'm gonna probably get caught in the dark. So I'll see you guys when I come back from my bike ride. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I just wound up reading to page 179 in City of Brass. I reread a chapter because I felt a little bit lost in the world. I really do like this book. It's a lot of information, and the 2 point of views are very different. Like, they almost feel like they're in 2 different stories. So I'm assuming they're going to connect eventually, but I am really enjoying it. So I'm going to watch one of my true crime videos, and then I'm going to go back to Haley and Bookland videos, which is what I've been watching all evening. And I'm kind of going to do that for the rest of the day. Like, I really want to make some substantial progress on this. I'm only 179 pages into this book, and this book is close to 500 pages. So still have quite a bit to go. But I'm really liking it. I'm liking the world building. I'm liking the characters. I just want to know how the characters are connected to each other. Like, you're following a prince's point of view, and then you're following a thief's point of view, and she has some magical powers. I really like those chapters, and I do like political intrigue. So I want to see what happens with the political intrigue stuff. So I'm gonna keep reading, and I'll update you guys when I can. Bye. I'm back. I did wind up getting up to page 216 in The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. It is definitely a really intense story. I'll say that. It's very, very world building heavy. The pacing is super fast. I've said this before. I sometimes struggle with battles in books. That's why I don't always read a whole lot of high adult fantasy, because battle sequences are very, very prevalent, and I'm much more the political intrigue side of fantasy books. But I am liking it. I think definitely after this book, I might deviate from my TBR a little bit and not read another. I'm gonna I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, because I don't know how long this is gonna take me. But I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna go do some little errands. Tomorrow is really gonna be my day where I do a bunch of Christmas shopping, plan for Bookmas, all that stuff. So tomorrow's gonna really be a day where I'm not reading all day. I also might run to town, run some physical errands as well. Nothing crazy, but that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. But I do want to read at least, and this book is 500. I'm on page 200. I want to at least read another 100 pages. Again, I feel like when you start a trilogy, which is what this is, you really have to give it one book to kind of understand everything, especially because one point of view is a character that doesn't know much about this world, and I don't know much about this world, and the other character is fully immersed in the world, and I'm jumping back from these 2 point of views, so I don't feel like I really understand the world a lot yet. But I think it's interesting, and I'm enjoying it. I would say it definitely has elements of a YA fantasy, has a chosen one myth. It does have gods and goddesses in it. And it also does have a political element to it. So I am liking it. I just think the world for me is I don't feel super clear about the world, and I'm hopeful that in the next 100 pages I'll kind of feel a little bit more solidified in it. I am also watching a bunch of booktube videos. I do definitely want to watch a couple of episodes of The Flight Attendant today with Kaylee Cuoco, because it just came out and there's 3 episodes present that I would like to watch. So I'm going to take a little bit of a reading break, and I'll come back when I read a little bit more. Right now I'm on chapter 12, and we're about to go back to Alee's point of view. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Right here, I'm back. Sorry for my lighting. It may make me look a little bit lit weirdly, but I did wind up getting up to page 236 in The City of Brass. These last 2 chapters I read definitely captured me a little bit more. I think because we're moving away both from the battle stuff, but also the characters are becoming closer physically, proximately. And also there was some stuff in the first half of the book that kind of connected back to Alee's storyline, which I'm really liking. And Nardi is about to venture into the City of Brass, which is where Alee lives. So I'm really excited for that. Really, really fun read. I really like the characters. I always say this. Sometimes small cast of characters don't always work for me. I like big cast of characters. But these 2 worlds do have a wide cast of characters. There's also a lot of creatures in it, and it's been a bit since I've read a book that's been about creatures. So I'm really enjoying it. I think that the world building is really fun. I also think it's set in a different world, and I think that a physical location, it's not set in America. It's set in Egypt, but it's something that's just really unique and really different, and I'm really liking the god element as well. So I'm gonna go keep reading. I'm probably gonna stop at either 9 or 10. I'm gonna try to read a little bit more because I do want to read a little bit more of this tonight. So I'm going to go watch a couple more. I have like 77 booktube videos to watch. And I know I'm probably not going to get to watch them tomorrow because tomorrow's going to be my R&D day and my stuff day. But I do want to make a bit more progress on this. I also do want to watch probably an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and an episode of The Flight Attendant. And I also want to watch Superintelligence. So quite a few things I want to watch tonight. But again, I'm on break and I can stay up as late as I want. So yeah. All right. I'll come in with you guys when I read like 2 or 3 more chapters. Sometimes hard in a book like this because normally I like read like 50 pages and then I update you guys. But these chapters are so long, so we'll see. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. All right, I just wound up completing. Well, I got up to page 254 in the City of Brass, which is about, I would say, probably about 40-50% done. This book has definitely taken a really unexpected twist, and I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a book that I feel like once I get to the end of it, I feel like I'll understand the world a little bit more. There is a lot more politics that's happening in Elise sections. Nari sections are also like my favorite trope is like an adventure or a quest to a new adventure. She's about to go somewhere new, which I'm really excited about. And hopefully these characters' paths will eventually cross. Sometimes when I read books like this, like the point of views, they never like meet up until like the end. I remember when I was watching Game of Thrones back in the day, the entire season for me was about the siblings meeting again. And that was the only thing I wanted to know, and it didn't happen until like season 7 and season 1. They all spent time together, and then season 7 they finally met up, and I was like, oh my goodness, why is this taking so long? But hopefully these characters do meet. But I really do like it. It's definitely a step up for me, up than like middle grade mythology. But yeah, I'm really liking it. So I'm probably going to stop reading for the night, and I'm gonna decide what I want to do. I have to do a couple of like little errandy things before I go to bed. And then I'm gonna decide what I want to watch. It's either gonna be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Superintelligence, or The Flight Attendant. So those things came out today, and because we are all quarantining, Disney Plus and HBO Max has been putting up like new releases on their streaming services, so I want to give them some watches. But I also really want to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I ended last episode on like a cliffhanger. I'm in the middle of like season like 6 because again, when I put up my show Willy Wonka, which literally seems like a millennia ago, it seems like so long I put up a 6th show. I stopped watching like 9 TV shows, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was one of them because it was chaotic that season of my life. So, yeah, I'm going to go watch some TV and relax, and I will update you guys tomorrow in the morning. And and we'll do some Christmas shopping together. So I'm excited about that. I have like a lot of other things to do tomorrow as well. Like I have like a really, really long to-do list, but I am hopeful that by like 1 or 2 o'clock, I can just dive back into City of Brass. That's like my plan. But I also have to do like a bunch of filming tomorrow. Like I have to start thinking about Bookmas and start thinking about just the end of the month, like the videos that I want to film. So I have quite a few things I have to actually film tomorrow. And so we will see how that goes. But I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Bye. I'm back. It's actually Black Friday. It's 8:41 on Black Friday. I just woke up last night and I wound up watching the first episode of Flight Attendant by Kaylee Cuoco. I really like that show. And then I watched about an hour and a half of Superintelligence with Melissa McCartney, which I thought was great. I'm definitely gonna finish that tonight. That will probably be my watching plans tonight. But today I have quite a few things to do on my list, like a lot. I'm gonna start the morning off doing some planning and ordering for holidays because Christmas is going to look a lot different this year, and I am unable to see very, very many people. So I am going to kind of start by organizing and kind of sending people things, and hopefully that works. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to kind of spend a couple of hours doing that. I'm going to grab my audiobook, which I'm listening to Rage by Bob Woodward, and try to tackle the rest of that today. I also have to do a bunch of Instagram stuff and blog stuff and prep for Bookmas. I have a lot of errandy stuff today. I didn't do that last time, but yesterday because I really needed like a day off. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll update you guys as the day goes on because then I won't like update you guys until like later. So I feel like I'm gonna go do some Christmas shopping, and go do that. And when I'm done Christmas shopping, hopefully I'll be able to finish a majority of it. Then I'll check back in with you guys. So bye. Here I'm back. I did actually wind up finishing a majority of my Christmas shopping, which is pretty good. Normally I go out on Black Friday. I normally go to the city. I do a bunch of Christmas shopping. That didn't happen this year, clearly, but I did wind up getting through quite a bit of my Christmas shopping. I still have like 1 or 2 things to do. I'm in a few bookish gifts exchanges that I won't get name my person until early in December, but I have prepped everything for that. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to go start my videoing, the videos I have to make, do my TBR stuff. I think I am eventually going to go run up to town and get some lunch. I also did make quite a bit of progress on Rage by Bob Woodward. I'm now on about 6 hours in. It's a 7-hour audiobook, 7 hours left, so that's like 3.5 hours. I think I could definitely listen to most of this today because I'm really just going to be like doing my Christmas stuff, but I'll update you guys after I do a couple of things for my Bookstagram and stuff like that. I'm going to film a couple of videos, do the Bookmas prep, figure out what videos I actually need to do and all that stuff. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye. Here I'm back. It is about 1:53. I did wind up filming my TBR for the month of December, which I'm super excited about. I'm also going to take the time now and do my November wrap up, which for the first time in a while, I think it's going to be like one video. Just didn't read a lot in November, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the video. But then I'm probably going to kind of start planning for Bookmas, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to kind of start planning that stuff as well. And I'll talk in my Bookmas video why it looks so much different from everyone else's Bookmas, but I'm still doing it. So yeah, I'm going to go do my wrap up and all that stuff, and then kind of plan the videos for the first couple of months, first couple of weeks in December. And then hopefully I can get back to reading, but I knew today was going to be a bunch of stuff to get done, so I was prepared for that. So, all right, I'm going to go do my filming, and I'll talk to you guys when I'm done. Bye. I just got back from my bike ride. I wound up, I have like an hour left in my audiobook, which is excellent, but I'm going to like kind of reset my room for Bookmas. I'm going to try to take this stuff off and make it look a little bit more Christmassy. So that's my plan that I'm going to do after I eat. And I'll check in with you guys when I'm done with that, and I'll show you guys what my backdrop will look like. Baby Yoda will probably still stay, but I want to make it look a little bit more Christmassy. Talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Here I'm back. I did wind up switching my backdrop for Bookmas, so this is what it's going to look like. I stole some things from my mom and my dad, but I think it looks cute. You're not really going to be able to see a lot of it because I'm going to be like sitting in front of it. I might try to push my table up a little bit when I'm actually filming Bookmas videos. That might help. We will see. But I did wind up going through all my shelves, and I kind of unhauled a bunch of books. So I think that's going to definitely be one of the videos that you see during Bookmas. I'll probably do like an unhaul. I always do unhauls. You'll probably see them a little bit more on my channel going forward, but this is going to be part 1 of my book haul, or my unhaul. I mean, all right, I'm going to go do a little bit more blog stuff. I want to prep some posts. I did finish listening to Rage by Bob Woodward, which was, Fear. I keep on getting this Fear by Bob. Now I'm listening to Promise Me Dad by Joe Biden. That's another one of my political memoirs that I want to like tackle before the end of the year. So I'm going to go finish my blog stuff up and like my Instagram stuff up, and then I'm going to see how much time I have. I really plan to work on all day today, so I still want to get a lot of stuff done so I can really relax this weekend and just like craft and read. But I want to be in good spot for Bookmas. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey friends, Lori here, I'm back. Last night I did wind up doing a lot of work. I worked until like 8 o'clock. I prepped my blog until like the middle of December, so that actually took a lot of time. I didn't get through everything that I wanted to get done. I still have to film a few videos and start planning for Bookmas, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to head to yoga today in town. I'm going to take my book with me. I didn't actually read any physical reads yesterday, which is so unlike me, but I did finish Rage by Bob Woodward, which is the audiobook that I started, and I also started Promise Me Dad by Joe Biden, which is another political memoir that I wanted to read, but I think I'm going to take a break today, and I'm going to catch up on my podcast and start listening to Book of the White by Cassie Clare, but I do still want to do a bunch of things. I have to film a bunch of stuff today. I have to do Instagram. My friend actually had her baby ridiculously early, so I was planning on going to her house and dropping off a gift, but I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. But yeah, my plan today is to definitely get some reading done. I definitely have to get some reading done because I didn't get any reading done yesterday. My goal was to finish City of Brass yesterday, but that clearly didn't happen because I was working all day. But yeah, so I'm going to come up, I'm going to go to yoga, go get some lunch, go to run to CVS and get some Christmas things for my Bookstagram stuff because I changed all my Bookstagram stuff to going back here, so I have a little bit of a backdrop. You probably don't care, but that's kind of the plan. When I come home, I'm probably going to do a little bit more organization and planning. I'm do an unboxing video for you guys and kind of start planning for Bookmas. So I'm probably not going to do that very long. I'm probably going to go for a bike ride, and then I'm probably just going to read for the rest of the day. So I'll talk to you guys when I come back from yoga. Bye. It's Lori here. I just got back from running my errands. It's about 12:07. I am going to take a couple of minutes and kind of organize everything. I have a lot of stuff I have to do today, but I also do want to definitely get to read. I read a little bit when I was running my errands. I got up to page 258 in City of Brass. I didn't get that much farther, but I definitely have got to the part that I'm most interested in, where the characters are probably in the same location, I'll say that, so I'm excited for that. But I do want to do some filming today while I have the time. I do want to go on a bike ride because I have a couple of, a few hours free. I did buy some stuff for my Bookstagram photos, and I want to do it. I have a couple little errandy stuff to do, but I definitely want to read for a lot of the day, do some Bookmas planning. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes and see if I can just kind of like organize everything, so what I do have to do, what I don't have to do, all that stuff. But I will check in when I decide what I'm going to do first, because I have a lot of possible things I can do. So talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. Friends, Lori here. I'm back. I did actually wind up doing a few things. I did wind up going through my absolutely booked planner from this past year and kind of just went through all of the TBR lists I created and all that stuff, and I was just kind of getting some ideas for some reading vlogs I want to do during Bookmas. So I have some ideas now, and I kind of revamped my TBR a little bit for the month of December. It won't affect my video or anything, but I am going to try to do one end of the year TBR that's books that were on my TBR that I never wound up reading, so I have that planned. But yeah, I definitely took a little bit of time to do, but I'm pretty happy with where we are, so I am going to go have some dinner, which I'm hungry, so I'm going to go do that, and then I'm probably just going to dive in and read. I haven't read my book all day, and I really want to read it, so that is my plan of attack. I'm going to go read it. Sorry, I'm playing with my headphones, but then I'm probably just going to decide, I'm just going to read all night, because I didn't get to read all night yesterday at all. So I'm going to do that, and when I read about 50 pages of City of Brass, I'll definitely update you guys. Bye. Right here, just checking back in. It is about 7:04. I did actually wind up reading a little bit more. I got up to page about 300 in the City of Brass. I'm really liking this part of the book. We still have two point of views, but they're becoming a little bit more intrigued. Our two main point of views have met by this point. I'm really liking seeing the world from Nari's point of view. Sorry if I'm saying her name wrong. I am a disaster at names. But I really do like her seeing the world. I also like how they kind of dived into her past a little bit. Really enjoying that. As I said before, this is a very, very dense fantasy read, so I'm just kind of putting on some light things in the background to watch. But I'm going to go get some snacks, and then I'm going to kind of dive in and see if my goal tonight... Let's see, I'm on page 400. I want to get up to page at least 500 before I go to bed tonight. That's my goal. If I can read any more than that, I probably will, just because I haven't read in about a day and a half, so I want to make sure I finish this book before the end of the weekend. So I'm going to go get a couple of cookies, and I'll be back. Bye. Just checking back in. Ooh, it's much later than I thought. It's already at 9:29, but I don't want to stop reading. But I did get up to page 352. This book definitely has taken a more interesting twist. Now that we're farther into the book, we have a lot more world building developing. The characters have very specific situations. We have increased our character count that we're focusing on. It definitely has got a little bit more politically minded and less battle focused, which is how I like my fantasies. I really like the world, I like the characters, I like the mythology elements. I'm quite fond of it, so I'm going to try to read at least 50 more pages so I can get up to page 400 before I stop reading for the night, and I'll check in with you guys when I get there. But so far, really enjoying it. I would say definitely right now I'm enjoying this book a lot more than I was at the start, but I always say you have to give a first book in a series a little bit of leeway, because it takes a lot to build a world, especially a world that's founded in mythology. You tend to need a lot of time for books like that, but I really am liking both characters. I think they're super different, and it's definitely not the point of views I was expecting when I started reading it. Like, I thought it was going to be a different main character, but really happy with it, and it's really, really solid, and I'm going to keep reading, so I'll update you guys when I can. Here, just checking back in. I did wind up getting up to page 368. I read a little bit more. I didn't wind up reading the 50 pages. I got a little bit tired. I just can't stay up late anymore reading. But I am going to go finish watching what I was watching, and then I think I'm going to watch an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think. So I'm going to probably watch that, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I don't have a whole lot of plans tomorrow. I have to drop off a gift to my coworker that just had a baby. I'm going to go to yoga, and I'm really just going to spend the day relaxing. I have to teach on Monday, and we are still unsure if we're going to be in a building or not. We'll find out. I might Christmas craft a little bit tomorrow as well. Depends on how long it takes me to read this, because I really do want to finish this tomorrow. But I do also want to get some Christmas crafting done. But I'm not going to do any bookmas planning tomorrow because I think I need a little bit of a break. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Right here, just checking back in. It's like 12:16. I just got home. I'm actually going to tackle the rest of City of Brass today. So I'm going to go have a little bit of lunch, and then I'm going to start this. And when I make a little bit more progress, I'll probably update you when I get up to page 300, which was my goal last night, which was not super successful. So I hope to tackle the rest of it. We also did get some news about school openings. We, for the foreseeable future, are not going back. I teach middle school. The elementary schools are going back a little bit sooner. And D75, which is special education's kids, we are not for the time being. So we're going to just see. That's kind of what I was thinking was going to happen. But I will at least be home for the next couple of weeks. So, some plans. The kids will feel a little bit secure, I think. But yeah, I'm off to go get some lunch, and when I read a little bit more of my book, I'll update you guys. Bye. Here, it's about 117. I wound up getting up to chapter 23 and page 405 in City of Brass. We're definitely getting towards the tail end of this novel. I'm curious to see how this book ends. There's a lot of smaller plot points that have kind of coming to pass. We definitely have a few more characters that we're playing with, and I'm really intrigued to see how it ends. I'm not sure where it's going to end. Normally I have like a bit of a prediction, so I'll read about another like 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. And then after I do this, I'm probably going to go work out. So once I'm done reading, I'll probably work out in a little bit, but I want to try to finish this tonight so I could start my readathon tomorrow fresh. So I'm going to go read this. I'll read about 50 more pages, and then I'll give you guys another update. Just checking back in. I did get up to page 200 and it's actually 210, but I did get up to page 456. I have to read about 50 more pages, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I will wrap up this book. Still really enjoying it. I like the characters. I'm really curious to see how this book ends. There doesn't seem to be, like, again, it's a starting book in a series, so I always give it a little bit more leeway than I give other books in a series, but I am liking the world, I am liking the characters, and I'm excited to wrap it up, so I'm going to go do that, and then I'll check in with you guys. Hey friends, Lori here, it's 4 o'clock. I did actually want to finishing City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. Overall, I think that this was a really, really fun read. I think that it was a nice step up from, my middle grade and young adult mythology reads. I like that. I like that it was a dual point of view novel. I like that there was a nice balance between political stuff, but also like supernatural magical stuff. I thought it was really interesting. I think I struggled a little bit with the pacing and a little bit with how things were explained. But again, it's the first book in a series, so I will always kind of give it a little bit more leeway. But I wound up liking it, and this was probably going to be the last book I finished reading in November. I also, in this reading vlog, finished reading, I always get them mixed up, Rage by Bob Woodward, which is the audiobook that I started and finished. That was another one that I wound up really, really liking. So I'm going to go start my next reading vlog, but I'm probably not going to film for you guys until tomorrow because it's going to be a holiday-themed reading vlog, and I want to kind of start that, but I'll probably still be reading in the evening and just kind of relaxing a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys for tagging along, and I will see you guys in my next reading vlog. Let me know what are some reads you have been tackling recently, and I'll talk to you guys soon for another video.